Are people kidding? Are you concerned about the Warriors? That's a schedule loss. It's the second of back-to-back. It's a road game. Boogie didn't make the trip. No Sean Livingston. I mean, they don't even bring their whole squad. And you look up, and Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum, they're determined, right? We're going to beat the Warriors. And you look up, it's late in the fourth quarter, and it's a game. They're going back and forth, and it's not until KD and Steph basically have to tap out. They're out of gas that they lose a road game. I mean, the game was much more competitive than the score indicated by the end. That's concern for the Warriors? Like, Boogie has fit like a hand in a glove so far. That was the whole thing. This is the best version of what it could be. He's not available. You got another important piece not available. You're on the road second of back-to-back, and finally your two stars are out of gas on a schedule loss. And the concern is, as good as the East looks right now, as up in the world as OKC has come behind the play of Paul George and Westbrook and Steven Adams, right, as well as they've been coached, as well as they played defense, we all know it's going to happen again, and last night is evidence of that. It's concern about how the Warriors are once again too good.
Well, if you have a short-sighted personality in view of things, they're absolutely right. Unfortunately, you know, I have the unfortunate memory of recalling the stimulus package that the NBA gave LeBron James a few years back when they suspended Draymond Green for that Game 5 and ultimately led to LeBron James coming back and winning that championship in Cleveland. If we're going to acknowledge that Draymond Green is a valuable component to the Golden State Warriors, then of course there's reason for concern, and last night should be the reason. I'm not picking against the Warriors. You're not picking against the Warriors. I mean, what the hell you want us to say? Tell us the sky is blue. We all know that. But the point is, that doesn't mean there isn't a reason of concern when Draymond Green got the flagrant foul, which is what led to Steve Kerr's ejection. When Draymond Green's flagrant foul also provided him with his 13th technical foul. When Draymond Green is always religiously arguing with the refs. This brother can play. He's a basketball savant up here. The man is smart. Excuse me, obviously he's an individual that knows how to do so many things other than score, which contribute to those brothers being able to do the things that they have to do. If Draymond Green finds himself in a situation come postseason time where he's talking after the game, Draymond rules. Other players are alluding to Draymond rules. The referee himself gives an indication it's a Draymond rule because that was a bogus flagrant foul call against Draymond Green last night. That was not a flagrant foul. He went for the ball. There was no reason for it to be a flagrant foul other than it being Draymond Green. Then I have to be concerned. And the reason I have to be concerned is because I have to ask myself, how is that going to transition to the postseason? These teams are not superior to the Golden State Warriors. Fair enough. But if you, Max, are going to sit up there and talk about Houston last year and how if CP3 hadn't gone down, they would have beaten the Golden State Warriors, even though I disagreed with it. That was your position. If CP3 had not gone down, they would have won the championship. What is undeniable is that we saw the Golden State Warriors pushed to a 7-game series. We saw a decent defensive team, but not a stout defensive team, in the Houston Rockets get all up in their grill and cause them inconvenience. Now, you've got Boogie Cousins there this year, so I understand in some people's eyes how much that would help. The problem is he's not anything near what Draymond Green is defensively.
All right, look.
And you cannot have this man get himself in a position where he gets himself ejected. That is my concern. It's the lone concern I have for Golden State, but it is very, very real because I don't know how these officials are going to treat him come postseason time, and that's what everybody has to watch out for.
All right, look, everybody, I admit when Stephen A. got me, you got me. That's a great point. If they give some other team a stimulus package by suspending Draymond Green for something he doesn't, deserve, maybe the Warriors can lose 2 games in a 7-game series. Like, what are we talking about here? Yes, it could make it more even, so maybe the Oklahoma City Thunder could make it to a Game 6 because Paul George is playing out of his mind, because Russell Westbrook is playing like he can't buy a shot this year, but in every other respect is playing like a man among men, right? So, and as I mentioned, Steven Adams, the defense, the whole thing, maybe they could get to a Game 6 against this team. I'll say this about Draymond. The feeling I've always gotten from Golden State was front runners. I always felt like when Kyrie and LeBron went into Oracle, it was 2 guys with real belief in themselves against a bunch of guys who didn't really show up until they felt like they had, and we've all experienced this, when, like, whether it's a team, whether it's a situation in your life, when people feel like they have numbers, when they really can't get touched because they have numbers, then they get very brave. And that's the feeling I got from Golden State. Finally, when KD joined, of course, they're going to wipe the floor with everyone. The one dude on that team, I got the sense he has that LeBron, Kyrie stuff was Draymond. In fact, he was going to be the Finals MVP when the Cavs beat him at Oracle, had the Cavs not won. So if he goes down, that's an issue. But it's not an issue like they're going to lose. They got too much talent.
Well, that's just asinine. And the reason why, here's the reason why. You're acting like...
Where with asinine means it's not smart.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Not sure.
Okay, that's exactly what I'm saying. The point that I'm saying is...
What I said was so smart.
Well, it wasn't. But here's the reason. Because you're acting like, all right, it's just 1 or 2 games in a series. When you spent years talking about how 1 or 2 games can decide a series. At some point in time, you got to make up your mind. Listen to what I'm saying. Draymond Green and Golden State, and in fairness to you, we disagree on this. So it's not like you don't know what I'm saying. We just disagree. And I got that. I respect that. But listen to what I'm going back to. And I'll ask everybody watching to recall. Draymond Green gets in a tussle with LeBron James in Game 4 3 years ago. He goes down to the floor, kicks up his leg, whatever. Golden State won that game in Cleveland. So it wasn't just that they were up 3-1. They had won Game 4, which means they were going back to the Oracle with momentum. The NBA gives LeBron that stimulus package. They suspend Draymond Green. That same game, Iguodala and Bogut gets hurt, and they were never the same. So what I'm trying to say to you is, let's not act like one game can't potentially influence a series, particularly when we see Paul George playing like a league MVP. Russell Westbrook dropping triple-doubles like it's going out of style. Oklahoma City playing defense the way that it's playing. Houston on the come-up. We're looking at a bunch of teams, and we're saying, okay, the road to prosperity, it's not like it was 2 years ago when KD had first arrived, because we knew. Remember, I damn near boycotted the NBA. I didn't even want to talk. I didn't want to watch games because I thought it was so unfair that Kevin Durant arrived at Golden State. And